Welcome back, Casual Gaming Donuts. It says, watch this video, that plague.
And the Victorian Age, the indigenous population
I have a pie.
of the New World
A ham and
dropped
cheese
by
pie.
at least 90%.
Yeah,
They
but this
killed
is
lots of people,
this
but
is
their
old
death
news.
count
They
is
brought the
nothing
AIDS with them.
compared to what they brought with them. Smallpox, typhus, tuberculosis, influenza, bubonic plague, cholera, mumps, measles, and more leapt from those first explorers to the coastal tribes, then onward the microscopic invaders spread through a hemisphere of people with no defenses against them. Tens of millions.
That's pretty good
died.
though. I mean,
These
if you want to
germs
invade a
decided
continent, right?
the fate of these battles long before the fighting started. If New Worlders were vulnerable to Old
Because they
World
were already
diseases,
used
then
to it.
surely Old Worlders would be vulnerable to New World diseases. To 9. Had Americapox existed, it would have rather dampened European ability for transatlantic expansion. To answer why this didn't happen, we need first to distinguish regular diseases like the common cold from what we'll call plagues. First, plagues spread quickly between people. Sneezes spread plagues faster than handshakes, which are faster than closeness. Plague and you're dead within 7 to 30 days. Survive and you'll never get it again. Your body has learned to fight it. You might still carry it, the plague lives in you, you can spread it, but it can't hurt you. The surface answer to this question isn't that Europeans had better immune systems to fight off New World plagues, it's that the New World didn't have plagues for them to catch. They had regular diseases, but there
It's
was
because they didn't
Americapox
have any
to carry.
urbanization.
These are
right?
history's biggest
don't live
killers,
together
and they
in
all come from the
small
Old World. But why?
Cities.
Let's dig
with
deeper and
overpopulation
talk
and shit.
cholera. A plague that spreads if your civilization drinking water from pooping water. London was terrible at this, making it the cholera capital of the world. Cholera can rip swaths of the key. It has to move on. In a small, isolated group, a plague like cholera cannot survive. It kills all available victims, leaving only the immune. It's a fire that burns through its fuel. But a city, shining city on the hill, to which rural migrants flock, where hundreds of babies are born a day. Plague. Fresh kindling comes to it. The plague flares and smolders and flares and smolders again, impossible to extinguish. Historically, in city borders, plagues killed faster than people could breed. Cities grew because more people moved to them than died inside of them. Cities only started growing from their own population in the 1900s, when medicine finally left its leeches and bloodletting phase and entered its soap and soup phase, giving humans some tools to slow death. But before that, a city was an unintentional playground for plagues and a grim machine to sort the immune from the rest. So the deeper answer is that the New World didn't have plagues because the New World didn't have big, dense, terribly sanitized, deeply interconnected cities
Tell me how smart I am.
to thrive. Okay. But the New World wasn't completely barren of cities, and tribes weren't completely isolated. Otherwise, the newly arrived smallpox in the 1400s couldn't have spread. Cities are only parts of the puzzle. They're required for plagues, but cities don't make the germs that start the plagues. Want to kill you for the same reason you don't want to burn down your house. Germs live in you. Chronic diseases like leprosy are terrible because they're very good and not killing you. Misunderstanding, because the germs that cause plagues don't know they're in humans. They think they're in this. Plagues come from animals. Whooping cough comes from pigs,
What?
as does flu, as well as
Why
from
does it
birds.
matter
Our friend the cow
if they think they're in
alone
a
is
human or in a
responsible for
cow?
measles, tuberculosis, and smallpox. For the cow, these
Oh, they
diseases
think that the
are
cow
no big
is more
deal,
resistant
like colds for us.
than
But when cow
humans.
germs get in humans, the things they do to make a cow a little sick to spread make humans very sick,
Yeah.
deadly sick. Now, germs jumping species is extraordinarily rare. That's why generations of humans can spend time around animals just fine. Being the patient zero of a new animal-to-human plague is winning a terrible
Wow, that
lottery.
was very
But
high
a colonial age city raises the odds. There used to be animals everywhere. Horses, herds of livestock in the streets, open slaughterhouses, meat markets pre-refrigeration, and rivers of human...
Yeah, China still has this. So no wonder there's a coronavirus there now. They still have this shit.
and animal excrement running.
They're literally
through the
living
wall.
in the fucking...
A more perfect environment for
unless-
diseases
except
to
for the
jump
big
species
cities.
could hardly be imagined. So the
But-
deeper answer is that plagues come from animals, but so rarely. Born plague needs a fertile environment to grow. The old world had the necessary pieces in abundance. But why was a city like London filled with sheep and pigs and cows and Tenochtitlan wasn't? This brings us to This is what domestication means. Animals
Oh, really?
can breed, not just hunt. Forget for a moment the modern world. Too late. It's just
Oh,
you,
really?
a couple buddies, and
There were no
stone-based
horses in
tools.
America.
American Indians didn't fail to domesticate buffalo because they couldn't figure it out. They failed because it's a buffalo. No one could do it. Buffalo would have been amazing creatures to put to human work back in BC, but it's not going to happen.
I don't
Humans
know.
have only
I know
barely
that,
domesticated buffalo
Indians
with
traded.
all of our modern
They wanted
tools.
horses
The New
for
World didn't
other
have
stuff,
good animal
right?
candidates
But
for domestication.
I
Almost
think it was because they
everything
had a
big enough
shortage
to
or
be
something.
useful is
Not
also
because they
too
didn't
dangerous
exist.
or too agile. Meanwhile, the Fertile Crescent to Central Europe had cows and pigs and sheep and goats. Easy peasy. A wild boar is something to contend with if you have only stone tools, but it's possible.
But one question, did they have wild horses? Why did they have wild horses then? Did they not have wild horses during cowboy times? Because if they had wild horses, that means if they didn't have any horses before, they must have fucking just bred horses and let them go, you know, into the wild. Escaped. I don't know about that.
Their hooves.
European
In the New World,
horses.
the only
Yeah, I
native
know
domestication
that they
contestant
came from
was
Europe,
llamas.
but there were still
better
wild
than
horses, so
nothing,
they
which
must
is
have been
probably why the
bred in
biggest
America
cities
when they
existed
brought
in
them
South
over,
America,
then
but
let
they're
go or
no
something.
cow. Ever tried to? But it's not fun. Nothing but drama, these llamas. These might seem cherry-picked examples because Access to domesticated animals in numbers and diversity is the key resource to bootstrapping a
So blame the
complex
animals,
society
basically.
from nothing. This still does leave one last question.
Does it though? I don't think so. I think we answered everything. Tuna chunks, snuggles, Ramlu, notice as...